Hey everybody, this week we've got a lot going on with our company, actually a shit ton going on, and I'm actually flying out to San Francisco for the next week to have a lot of major meetings with potential investors, an incubator that we're looking to get into, and just alum in the area. So we'll give you more details on that next week, actually after that we graduate. But for now, this week we're going to show you some of the past projects that we worked on here, either at the ETC or in our personal time. So we'll start with me, and what I've done in the past, I've developed an iPhone game called Eggplant, which is just a simple casual game based around shooting as many non-eggplant related vegetables as you can. Basically it was just to have fun. It started as a game design project and turned into something a lot more, and we've actually done pretty well with it in the App Store. You can find it, it's just called Eggplant. It's goofy and a good time. And what I worked on last semester, which actually they continued with this semester, is called Action in Motion, which was an action game-based Kinect world. And what we wanted to do was prove that working with animation blending techniques in hack-and-slash games on Kinect made the experience more valuable than just using one-to-one implementation where the Kinect avatar just does exactly what you do. So we were actually augmenting players' motions to make them look like they were doing more than they were actually are, but it felt like they were still doing what they were doing, and they were still the avatar. So that was the goal of our game.
Alright, so hi everybody. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about one of the projects that I worked on. So my first project here at the ETC was a game project called Ethereal. And the whole purpose of Ethereal was to realistically portray medieval combat in an online multiplayer setting. And so it was an online multiplayer only, player versus player game, where each player plays a knight fighting in medieval battles. And that was one of the things that first attracted me to the project, was its historical accuracy, because I'm kind of a fan of medieval history. But then beyond that, another really interesting feature was that it was all online physics-based. And so what would happen would be that we were actually using the real objects and the real velocities at which they were moving to determine where you were hit and how hard you were hit. And so it kind of allows for an interesting dynamic where you see your sword traveling on the screen is actually where it's swinging in the game. And so you could try and target specific areas, and we gave you a lot of control over how you swung your sword and how you blocked, because we felt that was really the important part of the mechanics we were trying to emulate. And so Ethereal is out there. It's actually available on our website, www.etherealthegame.com. And so check it out. I hope you like it. Thank you.
We're here today talking about previous projects that we worked on before we started here at Kermdinger Studios. Me in particular, not only did I have a project here at the ETC, but I also did stuff prior to coming here. At the ETC, I was part of a project for WMS, it was called 7. We worked on a really unique experience for a slot machine that was actually coupled in with augmented reality on a tablet. It was pretty neat. You play a slot on the actual tablet itself, and when you were basically collecting enough like secondary coins, it would flag you and other people playing on tablets to meet at a center stage where there was an augmented reality pirate that would take you through a little bit of a mini game. Me on that, I was responsible for the character as well as the animations that were involved in it, and basically all the fun that I guess that was put into, like I said, the character itself. Outside of the ETC, I was also quickly part of Black Mesa Source. Some of you might have heard of that. I worked for a little while there as a pre-developer, mostly doing modular design for prop models and environments. I also was part of another mod project called Petrograd. It was out of a Space Calibur studio, Israel. Again, on that one, I was mostly responsible for mostly environmental props, a lot of vehicles, and of course, as well as weapons. I spent a little bit of time with them, but had to stop before coming here at ETC so I could graduate. That's all I got.
Okay, so I'm going to be talking about Project Augur, which is my third semester project that I was on. It was sponsored by Lockheed Martin, and it was based off of gamer prediction through artificial intelligence, like the computer, based off of how you're playing the game it's involved in, predicts what you're going to possibly do next for any sort of applications. So what I was responsible for was 2D stuff and concepts and textures and things like that. You know, we also, the whole team would collaborate for designing these little games. We used three small games to help as scientific tools to see if we could possibly do this. The team was just 2 artists, myself and one other person, and mostly programmer heavy. So in our off time, the artists would end up doing research. So I researched a lot of concepts, one of which was a way color theory affects human decisions, and we applied that into the game and had a lot of interesting feedback from that. So if you're interested more about that, go to the past projects on the ETC webpage and look for Project Augur, and that has more of a rundown of what I and that team did. Also, we had a talk at GDC this last year. Was that 2011 GDC? No, the 2012 GDC. So if you have access to that bank or whatever of all the videos, you can check that out too. Evan Brown is the guy who did the talk for us. And that's it.